So welcome, Mary Clayton.
Thank you.
One of the stars and featured singers in the new documentary 20 Feet from Stardom.
Yes.
So when Morgan came to you and said, I'm going to make this documentary, will you be part of it? What was your reaction?
Well, actually, Morgan didn't come to me.
Okay.
I have a great friend named Lou Adler who was just like family. And I was signed to Lou Adler at A&M with Gil Friesen, who was our producer, who passed away before the movie was released. So we had a long-standing relationship, and Lou just said to me one day, Mary, Gil's going to call you. I said, Gil's going to call me for what? He said, oh, he'll explain it to you when he talks to you, you know. I said, oh, that's cool. So in a week's time, Gil Friesen had called me, and he told me about the film that he was doing, and how he got the director, and da-da-da-da, and the director was going to call me and tell me, book a time for me to come to A&M, where I recorded for so many years, and do an interview. And I said, oh, that's great, that'll be fun. Never thinking that it was a film, you know. And so once he called and we started getting into meetings and started talking about the film, and, you know, we got on the lot of A&M and they started asking me, what did you do here? So I did Carole King, we did Tapestry here, we did the Mary Clayton album here, and I'm walking down the aisles of all these beautiful studios where I worked for so many years. And all the memories started to come back, you know, of what happened on that very magical lot called A&M Records. So, we just walked along, we just talked, and they finally got me in the back of Studio D and set me down and did a serious interview. That's the interview that's in the film.
So when you saw the finished film, what did you think?
You know, I didn't see the finished film until Sundance.
Oh, wow. Where it won an award, a prize.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it was really something. I mean, we were in the green room, and at A&M there was Herb Alpert, Jerry Moss, Gil Friesen, Lou Adler, and those were the boys. So for some reason, I saw Jerry Moss come back in the green room, and I said, well, what are you doing here? He said, you need to come with me. Like I'm in school, you know, and I'd done something wrong. I said, oh, God, what's happening? So he took me to my seat. I said, where are we going? He said, I'm just taking you to your seat. And he held on to me, and I was wondering why he was holding on to my hand. So I'm sitting here, and Jerry's wife is next to him, Jerry, myself, Gil Friesen's widow, Janet, and we're like, you know, just getting ready for the film to start. The film came on, and he was like holding me down. You know, thank God he was there to hold me down, because I like lost the breath, just went out of me when it first came on. Because all I could say was, ooh, oh, whoa, where'd they get that picture from? Well, I mean, I was going through all these things, all these emotions, and then it hit me, and I just started to cry, you know. And it just touched my soul. It just really, really touched my soul. Morgan and Gil did such a beautiful, and the editing, they did such a great job. I think they did an excellent job on the film. And I'm so honored to be a part of this. I really am. So
some of the singers in the movie wanted to be front and center in their career, and some liked being backup singers. Mm-hmm. So where would you say you fall in that?
Well, you know, I never really, to be honest, I really never had a problem being either one. I always thought I was just as good as your background singer as I would have been a lead singer. Because when I had, you know, at 14, I was signed to Capitol Records. Bobby Darin signed me at 14. So you couldn't tell me nothing. You know, I knew I was on my game. Had I not been on my game, I probably wouldn't have been where I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just always thought that I could really do both. You know, and not to be cocky, but I thought I could do them pretty well. After all, I sang in church every Sunday morning.
Uh-huh.
And I was pretty good.
You are. So of all the musicians you've sung backup for, do you have a favorite or a most memorable one?
Well, my absolute total favorite out of everybody that I have ever sung side ground, background, under the ground, or over the ground with
right,
has been the genius, of course, Mr. Ray Charles, my dad, my surrogate dad. You know, he taught me everything about music, and he took his time and taught each one of the girls. You know, we'd get to a hotel, we'd get off of a flight, off his plane, and go into get to the hotel, and there was a ballroom with a big piano in there, and he would have booked the ballroom to rehearse us for 3 or 4 hours before the show.
And you were called the
Raylettes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, he meticulously trained his singers, you know, and I loved that. I couldn't have learned it any better from anyone else but him.
Mary, how many times have you sung Georgia on My Mind?
I think I sang What I Say more than I sung Georgia on My Mind. That was like the last song of the show, of Mr. Charles's show. And that was every night, everywhere, all the time. I mean, all of his hits. You always do all your hits. And that, Georgia on My Mind, and I Can't Stop Loving You, that's the one we did forever. Yeah, a lot.
So Morgan said that there was some talk about maybe doing a concert tour with you all.
Yeah, we heard that. And we really want to do that. But, you know, you never know. I mean, you've got Lisa over here, you've got Darlene over there, you've got Judith over here, and you got me being Grandma Diva, so I don't know. You know, I'm kind of all over the place. But I'm sure that if we can come to a happy medium, that which we probably will, that would happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know.
And what else is next for you? What's coming up? What are you doing lately?
Well, on the 24th, I'm going to sing with the LA Philharmonic with David Campbell, and I'm signing a book deal. So we can look forward to a book from me within the next year, maybe year and a half.
Excellent. I bet you've got stories to tell.
Oh, yeah. Got some great stories.
Do you have a title yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I have several titles, but we don't know which one of those titles is going to be.
Great. I'll buy it.
I know you will. It's going to be juicy.
Yeah. Thank you again, Mary.
My pleasure.
For being here, for being part of this great movie.
Thank you.
Yes.